Amazing evening, Nigeria. Welcome to Updates with Precious. Another beautiful day to discuss things really happen for inside Nigeria. How on a day? How has your day been? Oops, it's been quite a very hectic week for some of us, but then we'll still move on. Okay, I promise I'm not going to waste on time this evening at all, at all. So make I just begin to tell on the things that really happen very, very quickly. So, of course, we already know that Tinubu has ended the state of emergency in River State for a very long speech where BC make nine intake end the state of emergency. Even though say people supposed to be happy, but as it take be like that, it can be like say mixed reactions. My people use accept the state of emergency for River State. I don't think there is any need for us to peruse or go through the full length of the conversation or the full text of what President Tinubu talk, except you people think it's very necessary because a lot of mixed reactions they follow that conversation, and Nigerians they like say they know they very excited about them, right? But we go talk about them. And I get somebody from inside River State who go follow us talk and make it tell us what be the pulse of the people of River State, how they see them, what did they feel like, how did they react to the state of emergency? Because as we take here for news, a lot of people just they like say they not send as the state of emergency happen. I mean, as in call off the state of emergency. All right. So moving on, Rivers elders appeal to Fubara Assembly to avoid further conflict. That one said the Fubara suspension. Nigerians did nothing, allowed illegality. Is and I they talk. So were you expecting Nigerians to do something? What were Nigerians supposed to do? That's not a question where a lot of people will ask. What did Nigerians have been supposed to do? What we supposed to do before? The rivers people where people would expect to act. What were they expected to do? Well, that's what it says, and we'll look at it fully. Divergent views, Trail Rivers 6 month emergency rule. And then emergency rule, over 10,000 jobs lost in Rivers, Ijo National Congress they talk about. But Mako enter inside that inferno yesterday for Afriland Tower. Sadly, as that one just they happen, as we just the end our show, they talk about them. Another one was happening in Marina, I mean, in Mandilas, in same Lagos Island, in Mandilas. People market what plenty of money lost for inside that incident. It is so, so bad. And now wow, people won't cry tire. It's terrific, very, very terrific what people had to go through for inside the market. Well, FIRS months for staff lost in Afriland Towers. That thing we will see yesterday, people die. Even UBA lose people because Sonny Lumelu, the morning colleagues them and staff them were lost for the Afriland fire incident. Lagos FIRS, yeah, I said they lost 4 people. And don't judge Tinubu by Nigerians, the white by Nigerians and hungry rhetoric. Uh, Bola default article claim, and we'll look into why a default article claim. All this and other matter them now going on about this evening. Make we begin start the show proper as it take be. All right. So jumping straight into the conversation, let's begin with what's happening in River State. Earlier today, there was a bit of shaky for inside River State. As we say, some people them carry enter inside. In fact, some security agencies them hold down the sole administrator, say they no go let them pass. Say we are not doing anything. Rivers government has security personnel protest against administrator Ibas. That is the government house security protest against the sole administrator. And I don't see that kind of thing. Make a look whether we get the footage. Make I even play them for them before we begin talk about waiting on Tinubu talk for the state of emergency as a column of. Let's watch.
Why is say they let them do it again? Let them do it again. Waiting. They make millions. They will block this gate. Nobody go anywhere. They make millions. We know they do it again. Which kind of thing be this one? For 6 months. Hard labor, suffering for waiting.
Okay, so that na security agencies over here way the vex for the way we be say Oga Abbas use attend to them or use deal with them for inside River State for his 6 years, 6 months rule as a sole administrator for the state. But let's go straight to the state of emergency and the call of. As President Bola Tinubu has announced the end of the 6 month state of emergency in River State, declaring that Governor Siminalayi Fubara, his deputy Ngozi Nma Odo, and members of the State House of Assembly will return to office Thursday, September 18, 2025. So they're returning by this midnight, 2:12 this night like this, they're supposed to resume. Now, Tinubu, in a statement released today Wednesday by the presidency, said the state of emergency first proclaimed on March 18, 2025 was necessary to arrest total paralysis of governance that had crippled River State at the time. Total paralysis, total, okay, will it come? And it therefore gives me great pleasure to declare that the emergency in River State of Nigeria shall end with effect from midnight today. Now, the governor, His Excellency Similar Fubara, the deputy governor, Her Excellency Ngozi Maudu, and members of the River State House of Assembly and the Speaker, Martin Amaewhule, will resume work in their offices from 18 September 2025. He noted that. That's what he put on, and the Speaker, Martin Amaewhule. Now, he recalled that a conflict between the governor and 27 lawmakers loyal to the State House of Assembly left the state without functioning government, with the Supreme Court even affirming in one of its ruling that there was no governance in River State. Now, quoting excerpt from that statement from the presidency, it therefore became painfully inevitable that to arrest the drift towards anarchy in River State, I was obligated to invoke the powers conferred on me by Section 305 and of the 1999 Constitution as amended to proclaim the state of emergency. The office of the governor, deputy governor, and the elected members of the State of Assembly were suspended for 6 months in the first instance. This 6 months expired September 17, 2025, the president said. He also explained that the intervention which suspended the offices of governor, deputy, and House of Assembly members was backed by the National Assembly aimed at restoring peace and order. Now, while acknowledging that over 40 lawsuits were filed to challenge the declaration, Tinubu maintained that the step was constitutionally justified, stressing that it would have been a colossal failure on my part as a president not to have made that proclamation. Really? So even with all that people have said, the president is still, believing that what he did was the right thing, even though people are quoting that it is truly unconstitutional. Zamfara State, Benue State, Plateau State, Borno State, worse insecurity challenges are currently going on, still going on, started before the River State incident and still going on. Waiting the president don't do about those ones. So as a president, you don't think I'm saying so okay, suppose also declare state of emergency for those areas to save more lives. Why have we not done that? Why particularly River State? This the question we people they ask. So he's justifying that it is necessary. And he further said that I'm happy today that from the intelligence available to me, there is a groundswell of a new spirit of understanding, a robust readiness, and a potent enthusiasm on the part of the stakeholders in River State for an immediate return to democratic governance. Oh, you knew it wasn't democratic. This undoubtedly is a welcome development. Well, he said quite a lot, but I'll leave it at that. Before I go to what other rivers people are seeing and other reactions, I'd like to put on the line somebody who's living in River State already, Mr. Ayorinde. Ayorinde, good evening. Welcome, AY. Hello, AY. Are you there? Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Sincere apologies for bamboozling you and bringing you to my studio. Welcome.
No problem. Anything for you, no problem, no problem.
Thank you. So you did for inside River States. You hear all the things where President Bola Tinubu talk. He say if to say he no call for that state of emergency. Say River State, in fact, say there would have been total breakdown of law and order. We could begin with those things when you talk. How you take say that and when you talk? With what been they happen at that time, you think say total breakdown of law and order for happen?
Nothing special was actually happening. Everything was going smoothly. Governance, everything just did normal. Everybody they go about their normal business, just like as I did them now. Right now, I did inside GRA for Butako. Everywhere is calm. People they jolly. People they go club, they go club. People they go visit friends, they go visit friends. Everything is just normal. Everybody was just going about their normal business.
So, but the president
going on.
But the president said that he needed to, else everywhere for scatter for River State, things for go bad. Now waiting making call on the state of emergency.
Now the opinion of the president be that. And the president is a politician. And a top politician at that. So politicians have their way, they have their strategies, they have everything is like politically organized and geared towards a certain goal. That's the idea. So when a politician talks like that, they have to look for rhetorics to back up the actions they take, right? But normally, from the average people who they River State here, everything was peaceful. There was no problem, except for what just like you were hearing it on the news, we too, we were just hearing all those stuff on the news. I was even surprised. It was a friend of mine that called me and said, you hear everything don't happen? I said, we will just come up, enter house. What happened? I tell me, say, they don't suspend governor. I said, what happened? We were all shocked because there wasn't anything outside the ordinary going on in River State. None that anybody knows of. There was nothing. There was no violence.
So people they insinuate say President Bola Tinubu deliberately, say at the time where that state of emergency been there announced, the lawmakers, that is Amaewhule and his team, be the think of to suspend Fubara, but then they will not see the judge to react because the judge suppose at least call the panel. We suppose establish a 7-man panel. We suppose affirm the the suspension. I mean, what did they call them? Impeachment of the governor. But that did not happen because it looked like the chief judge was on the side of Fubara. So people they talk say say Wike noticed that since he's not going to have the chief judge, it would have been impossible for him to impeach Fubara, and that what the president did was to rescue Wike, to rescue River State for Wike, and handed River State over to Wike. With what has happened during that local government election and since this emergency rule, would you say that what the president did was indeed to hand over River State to Wike?
It's obvious now, isn't it? It's very obvious because to be sincere, there was almost no way Wike would have been able to topple or to be able to, put Fubara under his wings, like to topple him. There was no way he could have, done that except through his governor, who is the president. Otherwise, the chief judge at that time, we even heard rumors that he traveled. We heard that he wasn't even in the country. I don't know how true that was, but everybody was really confident that nothing was going to come. But something just told me that is it not the Wike that we know? Wike is not a soft. He's well grounded. He knows the nooks and crannies. He's a master politician. That's the truth. And Fubara being, we can call him a newbie because he was under the wings and tutelage of Wike. So there really wasn't any way. He had not gotten to the level of consolidating his power and influence yet to the point that he could stand his own. So the firepower of Wike was just too much. Imagine having the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria backing you. How can you lose? That's the most powerful man, literally, the most powerful man in Nigeria now. So when you have someone like that has such powers to suspend the governor, even though we know that everybody was just saying it's unconstitutional, whether it was unconstitutional or not, did it happen? It happened. Now he has lifted. In fact, do you know that I heard that Wike, some 1-2 weeks ago, announced that Fubara would be resuming. He was the first person that said it.
During that on our election, on a local government election, that day of the election, he addressed the press and he said that now election has been held and Fubara will return. The state of emergency is going back. So, like he's the one controlling the mind of the president. That now waiting a lot of people don't know.
So imagine the audacity and that composure and that confidence to say Fubara will come back so time. You even get the specific time safe that he was going to come back. Normally, he wasn't the one that was supposed to say that, but he did.
So you think saying him they tell president everything will happen, we make president take these actions?
As far as River State is concerned, Wike is in charge. I won't lie to you. As far, and it's not today it started. You remember during Amichi's time now?
Yes.
Yeah. During Amichi's time, even from Abuja, was literally controlling River State. Literally, because all machinery of power was already not under Amichi's grasp anymore.
So you think that President Bola Tinubu, though because he was a leader of the APC then, him be they help Wike from that time we busy Wike na governor. Now what do you think?
I know say that they fraternize both of them, not be today something.
Are you serious? So now you don't remind me that thing will happen for 19. Remember that will happen for 2019 when in been they go for a re-election. When Ibi said the Mamichi control their weight behind one unknown candidate, and the candidate had won almost all the local government areas announced. Then order came from Abuja. Order came from Abuja that they should stop the election immediately. And people be the gossip saying that Tinubu help them plug that thing. Now gossip, gossip. Oh. You they confirm this gossip now saying everything happened.
Me, I don't go lie to you. That time we lose weight. All this other person that he lose weight now, not be true. He lose overnight, he lose weight. You could tell that Wike was not himself. Because the way Amechi takes sweeping, the way he takes sweeping just carry something from nowhere.
Yes, because the APC didn't have a candidate for that election. Because Wike made sure APC did not have a candidate. So since they didn't have a candidate, they threw their weight on, behind, what is that man's name again? I've forgotten. One unknown party, whether YAP or one party like that.
I heard saying he was working under Amechi before. It was like an assistant to Amechi, and they just from nowhere threw their weight behind him and took over. Before we could say Jesus is Lord,
the guy was winning most of the local governments.
It was already they were announcing it now. So from nowhere, people as we said, begin they make phone call, do. So from what we heard, allegedly, they say Senator Tinubu and come to Fubara. Some. And if you look at one word,
and now still the same INEC chairman. Remember, saying now still the same INEC chairman. Remember, now still Mahmoud Yakubu.
Yeah.
So you're saying that Mahmoud Yakubu and Tinubu have been that good friends? So if we say you don't help Tinubu run things before the 2023 election, could that tell the relationship or whatever happened in 2023?
It is very, very possible. There's nothing. This is Nigeria now. There's nothing that's not possible. And when it comes to politics, relationships matter. Okay, imagine somebody like Whitney who virtually since 1999 has been in power in one capacity or the other till today. You won't compare somebody like that to somebody who was a civil servant just recently. Under which they don't even belong in the same universe, politically speaking. So to tell you the truth, Fubara stood no chance. There was just no way.
But he was already doing well. If not for the state of emergency, he was doing well, because the only thing they would have done, the only card Wike had was impeachment card. And since the chief judge wasn't there, he would have lost. And once he lost or loses the opportunity of that impeachment at that time, he no forget opportunity for another impeachment again. He would have lost it. So
yes, he would have lost it, but understand there were other routes. He took another route. Since he saw that, okay, I can't do this thing legally like this in the conventional way. So what else? We resolved to unconventionality, and that's what happened. And besides, having somebody like President Bola Tinubu behind you, come on, you have the ace, you have the joker, you have everything. You have everything. And besides, Wike knows how to leverage. He knows how to use a calculator in the calculator computer, political computer. You understand? So he's someone that almost has no opposition in Rivers State. Almost. Because almost all his oppositions, I mean, the only person that could have maybe stood up to him was Fubara.
But wait, where the people like Wike them, Umehia them, and the rest of them, sorry, Amechi. So that means Amechi is politically, invalidated right now in Rivers State because of the influence of Wike. Is that what you're saying?
See, it's Amechi at one time actually held the aces in his hands. Imagine that 2019. If you observe like the alleged role that Tinubu played in Wike continuing after that 2010, I am even suspecting that may have caused the rift between Tinubu and Amechi. Because imagine Amechi trying to put his own person there, Tinubu countering it. So there was friction.
And you know
of them those eye to eye.
And you know that there's a Magnus Abe effect on the side of Tinubu too. I don't know if you also heard that too. Wow. There is a lot happening. So
another thing was that remember that Magnum was an ally to Amaewhule, but he didn't make use of Magnus. He couldn't put his house together, the APC house together. And what did Wike do? Wike saw the weakness and went and grabbed Abe and pitched Abe against Amaewhule. Abe could have been a good ally of Amaewhule, but he wasn't because Amaewhule didn't go for him. Amaewhule was still, because they were having a rift in the party. All Amaewhule had to do was to back Magnus, because Magnus was another major candidate that could have stood a very strong chance of pushing Wike out. You understand? But he didn't. So, in my own opinion, Amaewhule is a good politician, but Wike is a better politician, actually. That's the truth.
All right. Okay. So, well, the same Amaewhule way some people think say get more influence past even Peter Obi. That's interesting to hear this perspective from someone living in River State. So now waiting be the look and feel of River State since how on a feel throughout the emergency rule and how on a they feel now, because some stakeholders they allege say River State people don't lose over 10,000 jobs, say opportunities we need to come again, and investors be the think make we do, make we not do. So how you see the economical activities for River State within that past 6 months?
I'm not gonna lie you, everywhere dry.
Are you serious?
Everywhere dry. It dry. They carry this man come now. I said, carry him come. So administrator, we think I sign up. Even I just pay salary to people who go pay salary. Just do the normal administrative work. There was nothing else happening. It dry. When I say it dry, I mean it dry. Even me, everybody feel it. We know say things not okay. Now, where I live has a flyover. You know, there's this ring road, this 200 billion ring road that's this governor, Fubara.
Yes.
They started going far. They were working.
The one for Transamadi area.
Yes, from everywhere crossed very long big road. The area where I live in, there is a flyover there, right?
Okay.
And they were working until when this thing happened. There is no work going on. In fact, the company has removed all their machinery, everything from there months ago. So there's nothing going on. Even the little projects, nothing is going on. The only little small project that I saw that they're doing somewhere is they're doing some patchwork somewhere along their field.
So what's happened to their location where the man don't collect for the past 6 months?
When after much you hear this thing, the man just the person that happened, the apparent person put there, pay salaries, do this one. We will use our tongue, count our teeth now. Nothing is going on. If you talk about infrastructural development or otherwise, nothing. Everything, you will know that stranger they just carry come put there. Make it not be say person no day. Make it just be say, okay, maybe say somebody do with the answer yes at the finish. After no and nothing again. Anyway, try now. But interestingly, if I just say Fubara they come back, I know they see the excitement from anybody.
Now, what's in Asimeka act? So people are not excited that he's coming. Why do you think they're not excited? Do you think that people are angry that he betrayed them and went back to Wike? You think
I don't even think it's a matter of betrayal.
Okay.
I just think, after what happened, people were thinking he was going to fight all the way, right? People were thinking, it's like an anti-climax. You have like film where you begin to watch now, where you say actor. You know, they dodge all the bullet, they shoot them in, they dodge, and they run, and time they do, bing, 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 bing. We just say, okay, actor goes soon jump out like this, and go bring up,
actor die.
And maybe as for slow motion, as actor try to reach the bulls, then they fire and wow, fear. Hey, so the whole cinema go quiet. So now the cinema quiet now. Cinema quiet. That kind of, you expecting different, and so right now, nobody's really expecting anything to happen. We're just expecting, okay, come back to work now. They're not really, it remains to be seen what's going to happen, but I don't think anybody's looking forward to anything because see, local government elections took place now.
Yes. Yes. How was it really?
Now,
what was the experience like?
Everything just goes smooth. The people who showed interest to come and vote went to vote. Majority of people use the opportunity to catch up with family, day for house, relax for the weekend. When they reach evening, everybody go about their business today. then called result. Everybody already knew what the result was going to be now. It was obvious, wasn't it? So it was just a routine, just another day in the office. You understand? Everything just went. Everybody, the truth of the matter is, everybody just accepted their fate here.
So people of Rivers State feel like say them be conquered people. They don't feel do anything. Basically, now what they talk.
The people, the so-called people from the job, they make noise that time. Hey, anybody they make noise. I think so the noise they even last reach like 2, 3 months. You know, even last.
Everybody. So what do you think say happened to them? What do you think will happen to them? The likes of waiting be named Asari Dokubo and then the rest of them.
See, this is Nigeria, and when it comes to politics is about interests. And if your interest is met, what do you want to shout for? If your interest is met, there's nothing to shout about, because it's all about interest, and it's all about personal interest, unfortunately. Because it's supposed to be for, on paper, it's supposed to be for the collective interest of the country or for a set of people, but it's not. In reality, as we all know, it's not. So everybody keep quiet. And say a lot of things will happen behind the scenes. So everybody keep quiet. Who won't be the first to carry head come out when federal government comes up? So everybody, after the election, all these guys were sworn in immediately, like What does that tell you? It tells you one simple fact. Fubara left, right, for 6 months without local government chairman. I think he had caretaker people there. And he's coming back.
No, he did election now. He did election. They cancelled that election he did. Remember now?
Not the election. They don't do their own now. And now, he's surrounded. The truth of the matter is he's surrounded by a House of Assembly that is not his choice. He's surrounded by a local government. 23, how many local government? 23 local governments, all of them, all the local government chairmen, they are not his choice. So he's surrounded. That's the truth. So when you get seen, we be say network no condi. I don't know the kind of person we will get to. So that's the thing.
Now
just imagine you just coming back to an unfamiliar environment. So what are you going to do?
Now, one APC chieftain they talk say Nigerians watched, Rivers people watched and did nothing, allowing the illegalities of Rivers State to happen successfully. He also expressed concerns that if Nigerians continue in this line of docility, the country and its democracy will be negatively impacted. He said the deafening silence of Governor Fubara on the matter is understandable, as he is helpless, particularly given the fact that it is a fight by the federal government against him, an individual, the governor, who has no control of any state apparatus, particularly the security architecture. But that what happens to the people of the state? Can they not talk? Couldn't they act? He now says the sins that Tinubu and Wiki have committed against River State and her people are unforgivable. So what did you what do you think that the Rivers people would have done better, and how better would they have handled this issue?
Truth of the matter, it's not even just up to Rivers people alone, it's up to all Nigerians.
I was going to say that because this is not about just Rivers State. Now, because in a fight against our democracy, the fight to save our democracy, to ensure say we secure democracy. So not be about Rivers State. It just they bad say Rivers State, the example what would they use right now? So what do you think say Nigerians for do?
Normally, to tell you the truth, the Nigerians that me I knew from the 80s, the people that we have now, especially the young people, unfortunately, because just imagine people who are within the age bracket of 20s to maybe mid-30s. In the next 10 years, I mean, they will be the people there, right? So let's look at it. What's the biggest show on TV now that people watch for the past few years in Nigeria? Can you guess?
I don't want to guess because it's very annoying to want to guess. Don't tell me Big Brother Niger. That's bullshit. Don't tell me that.
Now, if that can be the biggest show, and people are very serious about it, they are very religious. They have their head, everything buried in that stuff. Now, that's supposed to tell you something. People are not interested. People just want self-aggrandizement, immediate gratification. People are not interested in anything concrete anymore. So everybody just wants to enjoy themselves, make money at any cost, and live their life. Nobody is forgetting that if we don't come out, we don't speak up, we don't try to at least put up a fight to a certain level, right?
Mm-hmm.
People who are in fact, they just keep in perpetuity. They'll just keep doing what they're doing. They'll just continue to do it in it because there's no opposition.
So you feel say the docility of Nigerians now actually you feel say the docility of Nigerians actually more threat to democracy than the activities of politicians themselves.
Exactly, because politicians naturally they be human beings. Are they not part of us? Tinubu and everybody are they not Nigerians? They came from us, right? But when it now comes to election times and everything, people will begin to talk about tribalism, right? They'll talk about tribe. We'll talk about this one and my brother, this one not supposed to be this. So the truth of the matter is people just want self-aggrandizement and a quick fix. There's no quick fix to anything, anywhere. If you're not ready to do the work, you won't get results. If you're not ready to stake anything, then you're not ready. You're not, no pain, no gain. That's just what life is. So if everybody just relax, say, not my business, so as long as it didn't affect me, I don't want problem, I don't want. If you keep doing that, you are postponing the evil day forward. Imagine from 2026, and I'm trying to veer off. Sorry, let me not veer off the discussion. From 2026, in your auto.
2027. Why it say go dey hot?
2026.
That is next year. Next year go dey hot for Nigerians.
The tax will also start. People never talk about that one yet. It's not as if taxation is bad, right? It's not. But these guys don't care. These people don't care. If you like to drop dead, they will send you. You will keep going. Because they will just do small tests to go basket. They will test you first. They will test a new policy briefly and watch. If nobody is saying anything, they will do something else. Look at electricity. Has it not been deregulated?
Do you know that everybody is going to band A right now? They gradually move everybody to the band A. And that band A no go feed day enough for everybody, but they're doing it deliberately so that they will make more money.
Yeah, they will make more money. Nobody will talk anything. Everybody they pay higher, we pay. Look at, just tell me, even CNG now. I think
it's been increased. It's been increased. In fact, the people using CNG now, they complain. Some of them, they regret why they even convert their vehicles. Because waiting be the essence. And it's a lot of money to convert. A lot of money to convert. Some cars sell na 2 million, depending on the brand of your car.
Thank you. So you might think that you are trying to escape, but na lie. They wait for you for one corner. They won't make you don't run, make enough people don't gather inside this thing before they cover the basket, catch everybody. So there is no escape. As long as you get bank account, and it's linked to a BVN, forget you will be taxed. And taxed you shall. That's what you be from next year. So that one, everybody, no, right now everybody still they do that till December when December come. And when January come.
They go see when. All right. Okay. Before I know be small rapture. Before I let you go, make I not keep you waiting too much. So you say what will be the general atmosphere right now this evening for River State, based on the fact that their governor they come back in the next couple of minutes or hours.
In normal plain English, is an atmosphere of indifference, complete indifference. Nobody's even saying anything anyway. See, it just be like nothing happened. I tell you, say they now. People they join, people they go where they go.
So nobody, no, you know that tension where they come with some big political conversation. That one no day.
No, there's no political conversation anywhere that I know of. See, nobody has. People have kind of gotten over that thing because they've accepted. They've looked at it that capture the don't capture them. So waiting again. I beg next. What next? I beg this. People have problems. See, people get their day-to-day challenges to cope with. So if you that you are leading a fight, imagine say captain of army, they lead fight, they run, then after at the end of it, then capture the organ. You then capture the captain. What's going to happen to people ready for you? Morale don't go down. So I mean, so there's nothing. It's just that it is unfortunate, even though it might seem like I'm a prophet of doom, sort of like I'm saying, but it's just the truth that I'm telling you. It's sad, but it's true. It's sad, but it's true. Nobody is saying anything. It's almost like a forgotten issue. If he comes, I don't think there's going to be any fanfare of any kind. Everybody just go about it in the UK, and that's it. That's it. In the next 2 years, then we can predict what will happen after that 2 years.
This is sad. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, AY, for joining me this evening. I appreciate you. Sorry, see, I get to jack you from nowhere, make you come enter inside the show like this. No vex. No vex. All right. Thank you so much. You say you believe waiting, I don't hear you. You say you believe waiting, I be not hear you. Oh, stop it. I like it. Stop it. I like it. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you. All the best. Please do enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you. Bye. All right. Okay. So I don't hear I'm not so it take happen for Inside River State earlier today. It's so sad to discuss this thing. I've been avoiding the River State conversation because I did try protect my mental health, make my mental health no they destroyed, because there are some things that would really, really anger you. But just like Ayo has said, that the reason why people are expecting Nigerians to have acted, it's not because they expect Rivers people to act so that they could be disobedient to government or attack government. No, people expected them to defend democracy by acting, and that's now waiting make people just be a bit worried. Well, this is exactly what has happened now. I mean, earlier in the day, News Central had an interview with some guests in River State, which some of them had this to say.
As we speak, one of those conditions that were expected that the state of emergency, the sole administrator will actually embark upon, was to actually show us who is responsible, who was responsible for that oil explosion that took place in Bodo, in Gokula local government area, or actually come out to tell us the basic reason why there was a state of emergency. Because the House of Assembly that was supposed to be completed during the tenure of the state sole administrator has not been completed. And that was one of the conditions that or mandate that he was given. Secondly, he was also asked to create peace or to engage elders in River State for a substantive peace in the state. But I want to sincerely say that ever since from 18th March 2025 down to this moment that we are speaking today, the sole administrator, Ibo Ibas, have not called for any stakeholders engagement meeting, apart from the stakeholders engagement meeting that was called by Mr. President Bola Tinubu that took place in a villa in Abuja. The sole administrator has not engaged either the youth, neither has he engaged the women, neither has he engaged stakeholders or anybody for a stakeholders engagement meeting. He hasn't done that. And so I now ask myself, or we now ask ourselves, because we begin to ask, what was the condition or the reason why this man was actually assigned or appointed to come to Rivers State? Because none of this happened. There was no job creation. There was no project. Even when the state sole administrator paid a visit to the Songhai farm in the local government area of Rivers State, he paid a visit with a nudge or with the thought that he was going to actually revamp that particular Songhai farm. Because before the appointment or the emergency rule, the then governor or the suspended governor actually paid a visit to that same Songhai farm to think or have a plan on how to revamp or how to bring back the Songhai farm. This was closed down by the previous administration led by the FCT minister. We were thinking that the state administrator will do something about that particular visit that he did. He also paid a visit to the Rivers State Secretariat and also said that the state secretariat was going to be renovated. And he made that statement just last week. I think these are all kangaroos positions taken by the state administrator just to extend or just to actually get an approval for his 3 months extension that is actually demanded from Mr. President, which doesn't go that well with us. There was no impact. There have not been any impact. Even the civil servant, the verification that is going on right now, that was actually proposed by the outgoing state sole administrator, was actually to verify the authentic people that are qualified or that was actually in the civil service sector. As we speak, a lot of more than 5,000 persons, more than 4,000, more than 3,000 civil servants are yet to fulfill or to complete their verification. Meanwhile, the state sole administrator has already declared 5 billion as how much have been recovered from the civil service or from the exercise, the failed exercise they actually embarked upon. So these were just politics that was played with Rivers resources.
All right, that now the report. An interview earlier today from New Central, and it's a youth leader in River State that was interviewed, and he had all that to say. It is very sad, as I said before, and very unfortunate that this kind of thing happened for inside River State, and then we hope say now we be say things don't come back to normalcy. Things will they finally okay. I mean now we be say they don't get back on, they don't go back to to democratic governance, things will come back because I don't even know exactly what to say or what to call it. But let's get straight to some political conversations very, very quickly because time no this so that we'll open the phone lines and we'll begin to hear from Mona. I think there are a few things I wanted to say before I get to those. There were some stuffs, yeah, I wanted to say. So, yeah, so Peter Obi, in all of this that is happening, he thinks that the democracy of Nigeria is being threatened. That's what he thinks, and he's challenging Nigerians to, of course, stand up for their democracy. He had this to say earlier today. He's challenging Nigerians ahead of 2027 election to do their best to stand up for their democracy. But the problem is that the Nigerians where they even tell to stand up for their democracy, then they're willing to actually stand up to fight for their democracy. Because I feel like what Nigerians are looking for, they just look for somebody who basically go take the lead, suffer the fall on their behalf. Then they will come say thank you, you don't win for us. I don't know because I don't think Nigerians collectively are actually willing to fight to sustain their democracy. I don't think. But let's take a listen to what Mr. Peter Obi said concerning the fight for democracy.
Is Nigerian democracy threatened? Yes. It is threatened because it's no longer serving the will and the need of the people. It's no longer accountable to the people. It's no longer delivering results that the people require in critical areas of development, education, health, and pulling them out of poverty. Once the democracy is no longer serving the people, is no longer caring for them, is no longer securing them and everything, it's threatened.
Okay. So, please, what are your strategies in the upcoming days to change the government?
It is not my strategy. It is the strategy of the people. For democracy to thrive and survive, the people must own it. They must see it as their own. So it is Nigerian people that have to come out and say, well, listen, we cannot continue in this direction by going out to register their vote, insisting that their vote must count. They must know that their singular vote they have in their hand is what is they will use to ensure that those they elect serve them, those they elect care for them, those they elect prioritize their need in areas of education, health, and pulling them out of poverty, in securing them. So they need to come out and demand right governance through ensuring that people who serve them well are elected. It's to get involved in the electoral process and ensure that leaders have competence, the capacity, the character, and compassion and commitment to lead are elected.
All right, let's move on to other conversations very quickly. So, for the thing we happened, that fire, that inferno, we happened yesterday for inside Lagos Island, the Afriland Towers. You know the way we're discussing it here. Sadly, a lot of people die because of that thing, and it is so sad. You know, a lot of us woke up this morning again to hear of another fire incident apart from that one. But before we talk of the new fire incident, let's look at the casualties of the former fire incident. As we here see the Lagos State the FIRS don't lose 4 senior staff and in a month their departure. So the Federal Inland Revenue Service FIRS has plunged into mourning following the death of 4 of its senior staff members in the fire incident that gutted Afriland Towers on Broad Street, Lagos, yesterday, Tuesday. So the deceased staff were trapped while on duty at one of the 2 FIRS offices located on the 6th and 7th floors of the building when the inferno broke out. Now, in a statement issued yesterday, Mr. Dare Adekombi, Special Advisor on media to the FIRS chairman. The victims were identified as Mrs. Ekeli Kutse George, Assistant Director, Mr. David Sunday Jato, Assistant Director, Mrs. Nkem Onyemelukwe, Senior Manager, and Mr. Peter Ifaramaye, he's a manager. The statement read in parts. It is with heavy hearts that FIRS announced the tragic loss of four of our staff members during the fire incident at Afriland Towers, Broad Street, Lagos on Tuesday. FIRS is one of the tenants occupying the towers with, I think, our medium tax audit and Onicor emerging Onicor emerging tax office housed on the sixth floor. Sadly, these their people then don't die. In fact, quoting them further, they say our security and safety officials quickly mobilized and contacted fire services as soon as they were alerted. On getting to the scene, the dark smoke was already billowing out of um, the building, and the management and entire staff are deep in shock and sorrow over the incident. This is very, very sad. In fact, I know they like to want replay the things and what happened. Now, this not be just the people who BC lose their lives because they try jump for their safety. This not people who BC the fire. So because say it started on that. So I know the fire this a bit go up. If you had started on the upper part, people way down that would have been a bit secured. This is a very, very sad incident, honestly speaking. And not just them. Remember, say UBA also lose a lot of people. Tony Lumelu too. They mourn, the departure of a colleague. As Indra expressed profound grief over the loss of colleagues in a fire at the Afriland Towers, which happened yesterday. He described the past few hours as tough for him. In a series of posts on social media, Ilumelu said, "We and others lost colleagues in the fire at Afriland Towers. As a community, we are grieving for all and doing what we can to support their families and loved ones." Ilumelu also expressed on initial statement issued by UBA Group's communication team that it was put out on a haste without understanding the full gravity of what happened. You know that you recall that the UBA had put out a statement that that place was not their headquarters. When the fire started, actually, people saying that UBA building being born. And UBA get their headquarter building for inside that same marina axis of island. So people been almost they misinterpret them, say that the UBA building, and they were quick to make that statement. But he realized that following the death of the people, them and all that, say it was a bit inconsiderate for them to make such a hasty statement. Yeah, that's what happened. But let me just refresh our mind, a bit.
Madam, man, where is that in going to with my man? You go do like that. If I let you use back, man. Use back. Yes, no be there, no be there. Bro, you get when you hit without hitting. Here, I'm not going to come to the family.
My head, you see the blood now from your head.
You know that.
You don't die.
Then, you know that. Why you go wound? You go wound. What's the blood? You say no that. Why you go Nobody wants to again.
People, they really try to rescue people when they're inside this building. You know, are trying their best. So many people are still trapped inside the building. The fire service are still doing their best. God will help us. They are still doing their best to put the fire under control. They are doing their best. So many people are trapped up there. I pray.
It's a very, very sad incident. Very, 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 very awfully sad. And when this thing happened, we didn't expect that there would have been casualties. But unfortunately, people actually died because of them. When will they see this thing for inside this, for on social media, or as would be the air yesterday? We didn't believe that people will actually lose their lives to this level. As so far, I can't confirm the number of people who BC died for the incident, but just be rest assured that people died. If FIRS alone has lost 4 of their management staff 4, you can imagine. You can imagine how many UBA lost who no fit ascertain their number right now. It is very sad. While that was also ongoing and rescue was ongoing and they were trying to put out the fire, a fresh fire outbreak again happened that same evening yesterday and got to the 4-story building, Emab Plaza, located behind Mandela's Lagos Island. Now, the incident was reported at about 9 p.m. You see, while we were still dealing with this conversation. Now, that incident prompted immediate dispatch of all fire crews from the Ebute, Elefun, Oniru fire stations of the Lagos State Fire and Service, to jump in. The cause of the incident is yet to be ascertained. According to our sources, the blaze started from the 4th floor of the building, spreading to adjoining apartments in the areas. Now, as of 10 p.m., Deputy Controller General Olajide Ojabi of the Lagos State Fire Service Rescue Service said that the rescue operation was still ongoing. You'll recall that this is crazy. This is crazy. Now, let's take a little clip of that particular fire incident, including where a new central journalist was harassed by area boys, not to cover the incident. Let's just take a listen.
Live here.
All right. The management of the station, News Central, don't put out an information condemning this harassment of this. I mean, it's silly. So a journalist go to cover events, and the guy they even tell us now them calls fire service and fire service they come, and it's just sad. What is it with the kind of orientation what did they give the area boys and say, oh, Nigeria matter self would just tire you, you would weak. What phone lines are open, guys? You guys jump into the conversation. Discussing Nigerian conversations can be really, really mentally draining, honestly speaking. Like the moment you expect us to do things as human beings and things will just go south is just crazy sometimes. being a Nigerian, living in Nigeria, and discussing Nigerian conversations every day. It can really just suck your brain off. Well, phone lines are open. Oh yeah, we're gonna begin put mouth for inside the talk. We could know as all this talk take do honor for body. If you just follow the link with it for the pinned post, come straight into the studio, or you call the WhatsApp number 0817 029 4077 I've been wanting to waiting Daniel Bola talk. Oh, but I no get strength for Daniel Bola matter. He say make people no judge Nigeria or no judge Tinubu with the Nigerians are hungry thing where Atiku the talk, make them no mind them. So Nigerians are not hungry. Well, as a matter for another day, let's get straight to the studio. All right, I have T.Y. Danjuma. Oh, T.Y. Danjuma, good evening and welcome. How
Good
you
evening,
doing?
good evening, my sister. How you day today?
I do recovery mode. My mental health is draining. I'm running away to manage it. How you do?
Nah,
How
nah, wow. I don't know. I don't know what we will do again about Nigeria. With the patch, they leak. With the patch, they leak. I don't know.
So you see
It's
this
sad.
conversation what we did get yesterday. Little did we
Yes.
know that another fire incident was actually going on while that was happening, and apart from that, that people actually died while we're having that conversation. It's so sad, and these
Yeah.
deaths would have been avoided. As we talked about
Yeah.
that yesterday, waiting be the value for life again. All the money would they make for this country, where would they keep them? Why would not we prioritize them to areas where BC go fit save lives? What is going on? I beg. Make a let's put them up for
It's very sad. It's very sad. Like we said yesterday. The things that are most important, we will leave on the chase shadow. It's sad. Where you go start from, where because every day it looks like instead of the thing ameliorating, it's getting compounded, and some of these things are just out of uh, 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 you know failure or for of complete failure of management or if you like leadership, you know so like this one will happen. The first one will happen yesterday. It's before fire go start. There are signs before when it dey at its incipient stage.
imagine for fire start
There
for
are
down to don't reach that sixth and seventh floor. We start for the lower floors to don't reach that level. Before the inferno go up, there's a flame go reach that level. It don't take like some hours. It cannot be
yes,
that swift. So what happened?
yeah. So that's the question. That's the question. Where the people where they at the level where the fire take place, what did they do? What did you have a system where you can alert people in the building that something is happening? How many escape routes do they have? For people to get out, and so on and so forth. I don't want to talk about fire awareness because I know say all those training, they happen for them. They know they take them seriously. They don't take it seriously. You know, and it's sad. There are people in the building who don't know where the exits are because you're supposed to have exit signs and so on, escape routes. Signages so that when it happens, there's just not preparedness. I don't know the story, but from what I understand, as someone who has been in that, who is in that industry and has been in that industry before I came here, and exactly what I was doing, you know. So, and I know the problems that you find in high-rise buildings and the attitude that people have concerning how to manage, that kind of situation when there's an emergency. It's unfortunate, and it will keep happening. That's why I said, where do we have fire service? Fire service is not just there when fire day they will begin run to extinguish, you know. But there's a whole lot of problems. Access to site, city, urban planning policy. All those things have to be reviewed. Water and all those. Do they have hydrants? You hear fire service all the time. Go talk so we will not get water. Water finish. We need to begin to organize ourselves because you come here and you see every sector is working. You see that people are held responsible when they fail. This thing don't happen now. Now, sorry. Nobody is held responsible. If there are investigations, if they find out that this person is culpable, they could just sweep them under the carpet. There is no attempt to really address the situation and make sure that these things don't happen again. Because they're supposed to be lessons for us, And we have had very, very bad history of managing fire in Nigeria. Very, very bad, bad. We have not improved on it. And yet this is a reality. This is something that will be happening. Substandard use of substandard materials, cables, and so on. And there is an organization that you're supposed to check and make sure that standards are maintained. And so on. There's so many, and practices that can ignite fire and so on, overloading and all. It's a whole complex problem. Quacks who are not certified, to do jobs are doing, so it's so complex that when you look at it, you don't really, it's a systemic problem, and then look at the lives that's been lost now. Every life is important. And at the end of the day, the people will get the house. If it's insured, insurance go pay them. So they not lose anything apart from maybe records where they not forget. But what of those who don't lose lives? You can't replace them. You can't replace them. That's why the emphasis is on life. Emphasis is not the building. You can replace the building, but life, you can't replace life. So it's unfortunate. And then my condolences to those we don't we lose lives, and those we they injured and may permanently injured. How we get out of this, I don't know. I don't know how we'll get out of it, but you have to really have all of us together, not just the government, willing to address this issue, even in our basic homes. Look at our homes, for instance. People, they put gas cylinder inside their house, inside their kitchen.
Gas cylinder. The one they build
You know,
houses here, where they won't
and
put
that
gas cylinder if not be inside house. What are you talking? Have you seen houses?
that is dangerous. You don't see where the thing explode. They pull house down. Who is talking to people? Who is trying to let them know that this is dangerous? You put it outside and pipe. We never begin pipe gases to our homes, but that's what we have. But you don't put it inside the house. And with the kind of cylinders we have, some of them don't rust, they leak, and all that kind of that is dangerous. If you see where it explode, and you see they pull house down, the whole house, pull them down. So there's so many things that they have to, and that's part of what fire department is supposed to be doing. Letting people know this, don't do this, don't do that. This, if you are wiring, be certified. We need people to. Government can do it. You said before, any electrician should be certified. You must meet at least certain criteria, and you are certified. Otherwise, you don't practice. Standard organization, wake up. There's so many things. We just they kill people anyhow. Nobody cares, and it's sad. It's painful. I just feel sad, particularly because that's my field, and I have seen it. I see the attitude of people to fire safety, and emergency preparedness, evacuation, and all that. It's sad. It is very, very sad. And apart from that, that's an area where the government can make a lot of money while ensuring that people are safe. Over here, if you know the amount of money that that the fire department, New York, city of New York, makes for the state, you be amazed. And the jobs that they create jobs, they make money. Every sector is every part of every facet that you can see in a building. They are certified. They create jobs, and it's a win-win for everybody. While ensuring that safety practices are upheld. It's sad. This my heart. I feel very, very sad. I feel very sorry. And I don't know what to say. I'm just totally downcast. I just stop there. It's not a good day at all. It's not a good day. You know. And I hope we learn one or two lessons from this, and you know, um, move on.
Very, very sad indeed. Yeah.
Sad.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you
Good
so much, my
night.
brother. Good night. Well done. Protect your mental health. Though. This one your face don't change like this. Protect them all. Don't let Nigerian wahala wound you. As I they run away, they protect my own. You protect your own. Oh. Well done, sir. Thank you. All right. I think I have the Barrys at the backyard here. Make I check whether he's still there. The Barrys, are you there?
Yes, so
Well done. I beg
my
check your
sister.
check that message. Check the message section there. So respond to me later. All right. But
Okay,
at the meantime, how
okay.
you doing? In the air, waiting happen for your
I,
river state.
I was listening. I was jumping between this part and the YouTube one. So I heard your analyst was giving
Mm.
all this credence to Wike, this Wike. I was just laughing because the only thing that gave Wike that power was when Amechi, supported Buhari and took all the River State resources and sponsored Buhari.
Yes.
That gave Wike that privilege and that leverage
Not
to
even that
gain
gave Wike
support.
that made good luck Jonathan throw his weight because Wike Amechi
Yes,
said he will make sure he ends good luck Jonathan's political career, saying will end them. So Wike to see the opportunity to help at least sustain hold River State down for good luck. Do you understand?
absolutely. That's the only thing that
Yes.
made Wike
Even
relevant.
though he
And
eventually,
even
even though he eventually fell out with them good luck too, but I mean that's how he started.
yes, so when he came, I don't know why when people is it the Agboro or the Togri type of politics that he plays that made him the better politics, a politician or something? What exactly that gives him Wike that cannot even stand and address people intelligently and you my sister now wow me I don't know how would he give these people so much credence saying that them be the this that when they not even anyways the thing is this, make I tell you, I've been there on the phone since morning with people on ground. Now the wahala start to see all this thing where you
How?
say, hey, you don't do now wahala. As I speak to you now, three factions where they now just to snap of finger, you go see. So this one where President saying be the address Rivers to do all this and nonsense. I don't know why putting people to see. There was no problem in River State. Since Fubara they don't finish matter for Wike hand, all that local government chairman and all this thing. Wike hand, they don't wash hand. We don't wash hand comot. Now president do this work, no be Wike. Period. But anyways, we go as Rivers people, we know what we go do. No wahala. Person life no dey this now. Wike go finish him work. We go see where he go live when he finish. This thing wey he do to River State. You see this matter? We were there now. But anyway, I go read this. I just want to make I just tell that young man we been there analyze say yes, nothing, nobody feel am. Now we were even there abroad with the hear wetin dey happen for there before they even hear am. Now me they call themselves and I see the news. People not even know say they don't president don't do this, don't announce state of emergency. Everything was going well now. I get people where they work for with Sim and people where they with Wike as I dey speak to you, both side. So I know everything wey been dey go on. Nothing was nothing. Now court be our problem for Nigeria. You see that court where we dey, that Supreme Court or whatever court where they go for cases. Now they are our problem there. But well, I know the people they say, oh, now God will help us. Now we go help ourselves for me. No wahala. We no dey I just say make I just I been dey too busy. I dey be abeg. I dey plan to dey come there. Make I come sit down for studio with you. Now make you see me I dey busy, but I dey watch. Oh, I dey listen. I no dey sleep without listening to Precious Enyi TV. Trust me, I dey. We need we need to find how we go do the go in between these interviews. They remind people to the like because more people listen and view, but few likes. So we need to remind them every listen. They tell them even if it's 5 minutes, let them tell them to like. And they watch all the whole thing. And they see what people they write. Then they caught up with the whole thing without pressing that button. Your audio don't disappear. Oh.
You hear me? You dey hear me?
Aha, don't come back.
You know, so I say first of all, you know, so I don't tell you before, say I'll tell on her before, say I know establish this platform for money making purposes. Now for just the purpose of the passion of the job and to pass information to people, right? And I know they like to beg person something. Maybe I just did too independent. I feel say when I dey beg people like now they go to make shakara. So I don't want to dey beg them. I don't they try my
No,
best to beg
no,
at a fit. Maybe they like, but they don't agree they like. So
but you
it's
know
also
Nigerians
they
now.
can like
You
and they
know,
can share, but it's also not by force
you
because
know
the
our
idea
people
of it.
say, you know our people, if then they pay for something, they go they serious. Now when they know they pay, they no go they serious. We will find way to make this thing, make them pay. This platform, a big well, you know they see them.
Eh?
People where they here, and
Eh?
they share the links well. They know say now here people they can't talk. Credible people they can't talk for this platform. They know. Once people start to they pay, you go see now. No, they come, I come sit down there with you. Now my area.
No wahala, we'll go talk. Thank you
Okay,
so much.
thank you.
Thank
All
you. I
right.
appreciate you, my brother. Well
Well
done.
done.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you. Bye. Hello, good evening and welcome.
Precious.
Good evening to you. Welcome, sir. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
Mr. Mourn calling from the States.
Okay, you're welcome, Mr. Morley. Welcome, sir. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I just want to quickly react to the question you asked about. I like the way there was a guy that spoke earlier.
Mm.
He was talking about, that is the same thing I was telling you the other day. The leaders have problem. That one is already known to everybody. It's not about what the kind of politicians we have, how we react to them. All of us are accomplices to what they are doing to us because no nation can be captured if the people are not willing to surrender. That was my submission the other day. No one man cannot be stronger than 200 and something million people. It's not done anywhere. And the power in every nation belongs to the people. Sovereignty belongs to the people. So those that are supposed to be in power, they are holding, they are trustees, on behalf of the people. So they are like messengers, they are like employees on behalf of the people. So whatever they do to us is what we have allowed them to do to us. So our gullibility has been taken too far. We blame those that are making it your effort. That was why I gave example that day. Today I don't want to mention it so that it will not look as if it's about somebody. I was telling you the other day how Nigerians will gang up to tell you they want to condemn everybody. They want to condemn any. I don't know whether it's emanating from jealousy or we see one person doing what we cannot do. Instead of supporting that person, one way or the other, we want to gang up against that person. We bring up things that will tarnish the image of that person so that the person will be discouraged from what he or she is doing, the little efforts they are making. I gave an example of what VDM did the other day. Somebody was, rescuing somebody from the hands of kidnappers. The Nigerians were calling it content. They said it was a content creation. I'm saying if it's easy to create such content, let everybody be creating such content. Such content are good for our liberation. They are good for our freedom. If you call it a mere content creation, you go and create your own. The same thing with the doing to Amoyo Showore. I didn't want to mention this thing so that it will not look as if I'm coming here because of Showore. The same people, the same Nigerians that were ganging up to call Showore Tinubu's agent, Tinubu's boy, now that he's having problem with Tinubu, they're beginning to tell you he's a CIA agent. What kind of people are we? What do we really want? What kind of people are we? CIA agent. He's being sponsored by CIA agent. And I asked the other day, when he was fighting the IBBs of this world, who was sponsoring him? Who was bankrolling him? When he fought the IBBs of this world, who was bankrolling him? When he was fighting for Jonathan, when Jonathan was sick, they didn't want everybody to know. They kept us in the darkness for days. Even when Jonathan was dead, it took the likes of Were and his Sahara reporters to break that news of what actually was happening. So when he was fighting for Jonathan, who was bankrolling him? When he saw something wrong with Jonathan's government, he now became the agent of Tinubu. Since then, he has been the agent of Tinubu and Buhari. Buhari came. When he was fighting Buhari, when he was against Jonathan's maladministration, it wasn't personal. It was even Jonathan that has been the closest person to Showore. Jonathan, both the judges, They have a lot of things in common. Jonathan sent somebody to Showore in New York. He was invited for employment. He rejected. They brought money, he rejected. Now, that one was gone. Buhari came. They said they used him to remove Jonathan from power. That one was gone. The same Buhari they said he brought to power, incarcerated him. He suffered. It's not just about the Showore you are seeing. What about what his family is going through? What about his parents and what the parents are going through? He lost his brother. What about his immediate family in America? His wife. If that woman, I don't know the kind of, the great in that woman. Tell me to marry somebody that show worry that the marriage is still on to today. The little kid he left behind before he went back to America, he became an adult. So we are here condemning him, now that he's fighting, he has a problem with Tinubu. They are changing their mind now. He's no longer fighting for Tinubu. There is not a CIA agent. So I don't know what we want. Instead of supporting these people, for the question you asked, the reason why I came here, so that will not take too much time. What do we really want? If we want somebody that will just fight for us, it's both ways. Nigerians are not as weak as you see them. The stories I've been around enough to know what Nigerians can do if we want to take action. I witnessed June 12 protest or June 12 revalidation. I witnessed a lot of protests. I witnessed Ali must go. I witnessed IBP must go. I witnessed. I have seen what Nigeria can achieve each time they come together. Recently, the answers, the answers protest. I know what Nigerians can achieve, but our greatest problem is tribalism and religion. Number one and number two. Those are the two major factors. Another thing, you were asking if Nigeria wants somebody that will just fight for. It goes both ways. There is a giant in every one of us. There is something that is anyone that needs a trigger. Anger could be there, but if it's nothing, it's just like when you put fuel somewhere. You think fuel is water until you have something that will trigger that fire, that fuel. That you see that the fuel can be very destructive. That is how every human being is created. For every revolution you have seen across the world, something has to trigger it. There was one where somebody set himself on fire. Even the one that just happened in Nepal. The student activist started it. The student activist started it before he gained the support of other people. So in our own case, we're always looking for one way or the other to bring ourselves down. And if you talk of political revolution, even the election will be won in 2023. If not for the gentleman, the kind of gentleman that Obi is, that would have been another trigger. But Obi was busy begging people to cool it down.
So Obi won election in 2023?
Overwhelmingly, it was clear. It was clear. Overwhelmingly. But then, winning an election in Nigeria, dealing with this kind of principalities and powers, is not enough too. That is why
But this will be in a way they talk about now. I see if I talk now, you go start the talk Showore rating. But now the same your friend Showore say, will be a criminal now. Without catching him thieving anything. What has he caught him thief? The money he has in Panama is his personal money, even before he became a governor. And he has said it. He has said it time and time again that people have choices to where they keep their money. Me, I get choice to where I keep my money, especially if I don't want bank am. Go fit tell me where I go keep my own money. Do you understand? Okay, but let's admit that he did that then before he even became a governor. Is it enough to call him a criminal? So if somebody also calls Showore in him, how will he like it? What I'm trying to tell you now with this conversation is the same way you think that people are against Showore is the same way Showore is also against some people. Lying against them too. If what he has said to Obi about Obi is a lie, he too has lied against Obi, and maybe other people too he may have also lied against. I don't want to say some things to you in public, but let me just keep it that way. Do you understand? Yeah, so at the end of the day, when they try to say, we say nobody good. All of us get our faults. All of us get our faults. All of us. So Showore is not a saint. Showore is not a saint. Peter Obi is not a saint. All of us have our faults. But if we can keep those faults somewhere and then think of the good parts where we will feel come fight for the sake of our country, that would be what would make it. But if Showore even ready to liaise with people, he will tell you that every other person is bad, only him not good. So who be the people who go follow and fight? Only him and the youth who want follow and fight. Not be them, some of them they accuse they be Yahoo people. The same youth where they want to follow. Not be the same youth where they accuse they be Yahoo people. Is Yahoo not a crime? So if the youth then won't follow you fight, still be criminals by Yahoo. Then who won't follow you fight? Who be the good person who will follow you? Since you say everybody is a criminal, only you and I be the good person. Do you not understand it?
This is the problem. This is one of the advantages the politicians are taking over us. So
that's the thing. For them. So the thing is, if we support people who they support, make we also look at the antecedents and the things so they don't do.
But can we fight as a people as human beings first for our humanity?
I am tired though. As I said it before, the reason I opened this, I'm not feeling well for the part. In fact, I don't even want to say. I've been through a lot in the past few months or weeks. You understand? The only thing keeping me, it's okay, it's fine. The only thing keeping me is the love and passion for this job. I love to talk. I mean, I've been in broadcasting for way over 20 years, and I retired voluntarily from Radio Nigeria. Nobody sacked me. You know, say government, they need a Kukuma sack person. I retired. I started a TV station in 1 year. It did incredibly well. I retired. I was tired of mainstream journalism. I wanted where people will have the opportunity to speak more. You understand? And I like the passion for speaking more. Some things when me and you they talk now, you know, say if na normal radio or TV, we no go fit talk am. Shebi, you know, we go to guide our mouth. We no go fit talk am. So me, I was tired because I'm a very vocal person. So I define where I go fit talk. That's why I leave other things I get to do. I mean, do you know the time it takes me to prepare to come on air every day, side by side with other jobs that I have to do? Because of course, you know that there's no money in this thing I'm doing, at least for now. But I still have to do this. So on my own part, I do my part. If we can also keep all our differences aside and also do our parts, it will be very good. Let's learn. We cannot want to prove to the world that we're the best. I am not the best. I can't be the best. I can't be. You understand? Nobody way they perfect. But the fact say one particular person will come, they always do like say na be the best. The rest of people, then what happens to the Jerry, my brother, make I not waste your time. I just make I remind you that Matasha. So at the end of the day, both him or both every other person or all of us, we need to live our righteous attitude and fight if we really want to fight for this country. I'm just trying to let you know some of the things when they do when make it deal like see some people know they in support of them. Those are the things. Since you're saying that people are here, those are the things. Because you cannot want to paint everybody bad and only you good. If person can't begin finger the things where they do way bad, you can't say they tag you CIA agents. Those ones where they do before good. What is the reason why US will give you money? What did you do for them that they will give you money if you're not an agent? So those things, I'm coming. No, you may have a valid reason. I'm coming. Let me finish. You may have a valid reason, but that your valid reason are your word against the world's word. Do you understand?
Of taking grant somewhere, I will give you some information. They said don't take grant one way or the other.
You know, the person will accuse them. The person will accuse them. David Hunde, he never ever talks. He not talk say him never take grants before. Just hold on. David has never told you he's never taken grants. He said he used to be part of, but that it was later he realized that these people are using journalists against their countries, and that's why he started fighting them. He never told you he has not taken no. I've invited him here. He never said he's righteous. But he said, even when he was against Jonathan in 2015, he said it. Then now, he now realized he was being, now what's he making change to come begin support Jonathan? When he realized, say, it was a deliberate attempt to push Jonathan out from international community. Now that time, now you ready? Can't know, say, oh, this is a game that they play. Oh. So at one point or the other, we will all make mistakes. We will definitely make mistakes. But our responsibility, I mean, what's it make us better people now to own up to that mistake and say, okay, I go for this side, make I amend my ways, make I make up for them. Not be saying you go goof, then you go use open eye the talk. Say that thing about goof, not be goof, no, not lie, not be goof, and not do bad. You cannot be all that good.
No one is perfect. No one is perfect. Even those who wait for say they want to save us, they don't really mean well for us.
Who mean well for you? People where they wait men and chop their own tongue.
Exactly.
I be not say Nigerian and chop I chop.
What did they better their place? Now our place they get them. The raw materials now our place they get them. So if the place is better, they don't go see where they.
And I am still saying that if those countries are good, why do they take proceeds of corruption from other countries? If they are good, why then go allow person? You know, say this money was made, in a product of questionable means. Why do you allow it in your system if you're good? As a matter of fact, somebody don't talk on here before say corruption an English name. Now where it start from? Now them be. You understand? So as I keep quiet, I just let you mention your shower. Make it not be like say I attack you. But I have to also I have to know it's fine. It's fine. Look, No, let me tell you, I am one of Shawori's greatest supporters. I don't know if you even notice it silently. You should notice it. I dey invite Shawori guys, they come here. If you go fit even come join me, I go. Do you know that when I had that interview with David, the next day I can show you a screenshot of my message. I sent Shawori a message and asked him if he could come for right of response. That this is what has been said about you. You understand? Of course, he didn't oblige me. So if I was a bad person, I wouldn't do that. So it's not like I use my platform to try to talk down on anyone. No, I have said it before. Person when they know government, bring them come. Make we debate, show us figures, evidences as to why we're they do the better for our lives. Me, if I go come become Tinubu supporter, if I go become a number one campaigner. If I see evidence, say what they do now for the good of the people. At the end of the day, look, you don't understand how terribly bad the system is. You don't understand. You don't understand how people are dying because of unnecessary things that are not supposed to kill them. And then you see countries that have not up to 20 or 30% of the kind of resources we're exposed to, that are using those small resources we they get to better the lot of their people, the lives of their people. But we, all the resources what we get, they go blame them on our population, they go blame them on one thing or the other, but now only few people now they chop the resources. If you see what they siphon money, all of them, almost all politicians now, almost all of them, the in thing now is that they now have double passports. That's what I heard, according to gossip. Don't quote me.
Yeah, they are scared.
They now have double passports. Their children and their family members have citizenship. And it's not very easy to buy citizenship. All you need is some millions of naira or thousands of dollars. You don't buy them.
Yes.
At whose expense? At whose expense?
They are building and buying mansions for them abroad.
And then the worst part is that most of these resources where they collect from here, if they even use them, invest here alone, if for good, because it will still be our system. Most of them, other people country, they better for. Why? Why?
Yeah, it's alarming.
Why? Just like somebody said, the only reason why perhaps he may support Peter Obi is the fact that he has realized that, if he conquer longer throats, siphon land for himself. They give an oil well, he say they take. They take what did they call him? Pension for his state. Now be say he still gets small fear for plenty money thing. Everybody where you say they for this almost way one day near government, and because of what they stand to gain in government. It's horrible. We can't keep running a country like that. Even if the money they fall from up, one day it will stop to fall. We must learn to manage our resources.
We cannot take much of your time. Thank you, Precious. You see?
No wahala.
But in conclusion, don't the way they see there. So no matter how they try to overrate them, nobody can be stronger than. Even like what they say, community cook for you. You don't fit chop up. No matter how your belly big rich, you can be stronger than everybody. The problem we have is ability to come together and fight in unison as a people. Nobody will take us for a ride if we come together, and that is what they fear most. So if we begin to jettison our religious and tribal bigotry, the very day our politicians will begin to run away from that country. And if we come together, let's dwell on those things that unite us as a people, as human beings first of all, and jettison those little things. What the problem in Nigeria? We major in the minors. These are not necessary. Let's fight for our freedom first of all before we think of who will lead us and whether the person Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, it don't really matter, because the way they suffer there, so no special market for Yoruba people, no special market for Igbo people. Hausa said, and then they suffer pass. Then we come together as a people to say enough is enough. Those criminals, they will run. All of them will run.
Thank you.
They fear. They know this system is also
make yourself, they do your part, they talk to your own people too, they talk to your Shawari too. Make all of us, make we keep our egos and pride aside. But let's leave our see. Don't let me not talk. It's okay. No problem. Well, we hope that we will indeed come together one day. Thank you so much.
There is giant in every one of us. We have giant dwelling in it, just silent, just there to sleep. Now, little trick I need. They know. Even the oppressors know. They know. Each time the oppressed come together, if they will run. They run. Somebody not will contain them. It happened for instance now. They will tell you how airport full. All of them run come out within those few days. If any instance are continued to the next day, after that night, even the one where you see the blame will come later. The commander-in-chief, they blame governor. Governor, they push blame. They already blaming themselves already. To tell you they knew what they did was wrong. And it's not, they cannot sustain that thing for too long. The day the Nigerian people will say enough is enough. It will be worse than Nepal. Thank you. May I not take too much of your
Thank
time.
you. It no go worse because you know say na lack of education and they use catch us. They need to let me get information. That's why they leverage on a they leverage on our illiteracy. The fact say we know sabi. That's why that's why we're not bothered about our education system. We're not bothered about their majority system where could make sure say people know they're exposed, they're educated. It's good because they serve the purpose for the people them where the political elites. It is good. Now part of the reason when the part of the reason which we do.
Education when they are red now, the pass the one where they get for Harvard.
No
Because
wahala.
everybody get this one, they don't pay school fees to get this one. So long as you just hold this thing for your hand, you that day, internet day where you day, education they flow everywhere. They aware of this one. And that one they want to do now to silence everything. That was the attempt they tried to make in Nepal that boomerang. So education there everywhere. It might not be formal the way they look at. The one where they get for the 4 walls of a classroom, no. Education, the information there everywhere. Anything where they do there right now, before you know the next trickle of an eye, it don't spread everywhere. So they cannot hold this one. This is not the time of NTA news 7 o'clock news. It don't pass.
Thank you.
Everything where they publish and give us the way they want, people accept them. They cannot handle it now. They know this system is not sustainable. It's just ability for people to come together and say this is what we want. Enough is enough. Those people will be gone. Thank you.
Thank you. I make a leave and make you come and be going, my brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Have a good night too. Bye. All right. Okay, Nigeria. Now here we'll stop. Now the size of our package released today. I'd like to say a big thank you to all of you for being part of the show as usual. Let's continue to speak for the growth and development of our country because we're not gonna keep quiet. So if we keep quiet, things go the day the way it be. We'll continue to talk. One day, the talk will hammer the right brain and spark the right action. We don't want anything to happen to our politicians. We just want them to change and serve us well. That's all we want. Nobody's asking for fight or quarrel or anything. We just want them to change and do the right thing. Use our resources to benefit us. That's what we want. Rule us well, lead us well, manage our resources well. It's not too much. And Nigerians, they're very easy to even please. Small thing you go do to us and say, you work well now. Even though you chop more money than working, we'll see you work well. You see, we did very easy. So we just want to make the drum. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I'll see you again tomorrow evening, God willing. Tomorrow I'll be live late around 9 o'clock, and Mr. Shegu Shakito will be joining me at 9 o'clock tomorrow. So 9 on the dot will be live tomorrow. I love you. I appreciate you. Protect your mental health as usual because wahala. Let it finish. Because if you say you don't protect your mental health, the wahala come. You no go easy to treat. See, if you're in Nigeria, don't be sick. Don't be sick. Medication is expensive in Nigeria. Apart from medication being expensive, lots of fake full markets. Fake otipoji in the market. So I beg anything we do, you try and make sure say you well. By all means, try to be very well and healthy. See you tomorrow. God bless you.